Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're having a great day. It is TechLock here, and today we are diving into more hero builds, and this time we're going to tackle the second summer banner of Summer 2019 Summer Refresher. Today we're going to talk about Ursula and Lilina, the two dagger calves that we got on this banner, which I was certainly surprised to see two more dagger calves because they have been a very rare unit type so far, and we just got one with similar Gunther and on the Summer Returns banner, so now we get two more. And I went over a lot of builds with Summer Gunther on kind of more budget dagger calf builds, and if you want to go check that out, I will link a description in the below. Just because I feel like it would be a waste of your time, waste of my time, and just really repetitive. I just went over the same exact builds with these dagger calf units. So today, and if you're interested in what the budget builds, go check out that video. But today we're going to be doing builds that really kind of revolve around the skill sets that these units come with. So they definitely come with some unique, some powerful skills, and we can definitely make some crazy builds that require maybe just a little bit more investment or using the skills that they already have. So we'll start off here with lovely clear blue crow Ursula. So obviously she starts, her base kit is Scalloped Blade plus, Rally Attack Speed plus, Defense Res Ruse 3, and Even Res Wave 3. Okay, the Rally Attack Speed plus, and then Lilina, she has Rally Res Up plus. Let's double check real quick. Yeah, Rally Up Res plus. So they both have Rally plus skills, which are great skills for two reasons. One, for arena scoring, they're top tier skills, and B, the Rally plus skills are adding +6 to either 2 stats to one unit or +6 of one stat to multiple units. So again, really effective in combat for helping buff up units. So there's really no reason to remove those skills off these units, especially when Ursula has a skill such as Defense Res Ruse 3 that is critical to having her rallying someone else or being rallied. So first, let's talk about Scalloped Blade. Definitely keep this weapon on her just because it's a great skill. I think these themes, or these theme weapons for this banner, the Summer Refresher banner, are better than the Summer Returns banner just because A, they provide 1 point more skill. The Summer Returns banner was, if you got rallied, it was attack res +4 or attack defense +4. Scalloped Blade is attack speed +5, and I think it's much easier to trigger Scalloped Blade. For rallying, you have to waste an attack move. You have to waste a unit either with the unit you are using or with another unit to rally to get that effective trigger. With Scalloped Blade, you just have to have the opponent be inflicted some sort of penalty, which you can get through Defense Res Ruse, which is a great penalty to inflict on opponents in cardinal directions, or you can use ploys, like Panic Ploy, or you can use chill skills. So I think it's a lot easier to trigger Scalloped Blade's effect. Also, we're going to give her Glimmer, just because with most dagger units, Glimmer is going to be the special you want to go with. Again, their whole builds are predicated on high damage output. So especially with Ursula here, she's going to have Scalloped Blade refined for attack with +5 attack from Scalloped Blade, +4 attack from Sparrow. So that's already putting you at 58 attack. And then if you are triggering attack res bond, which I would recommend just because if you're rallying, you're going to be around other units, so I feel like attack res bomb would be a pretty easy S-slot skill to trigger. That would be 64 attack, so certainly packing quite a punch when Glimmer does trigger. So yeah, Swift Sparrow, I don't think it's as premium of a skill as it used to be. Obviously it came out as a Gen 1 skill, and I think there's just a lot of easy units to pull it off of. There's Grail units that you can pull it off of. There's a lot of summonable units that you can pull it off of, so I don't think it's as premium of a skill as some other skills. So if you do have an ASOL sitting around or a smaller unit that you pulled, an excess unit that has Swift Sparrow, definitely Ursula would be a great unit to use it, and I assume just by the reaction that I've heard, she is definitely a fan favorite unit. I have no idea why. So I'm sure people have no problem in giving her highly coveted skills for inheritance. But then her B and C slot skills really are great skills. I would not take defense res 3 off of her. All you have to do is rally with her or rally her with someone else, and then all foes in cardinal directions get minus defense and res -5, and they get the guard effect. I think it's a crazy skill, and I'm excited to see what other ruse skills are going to come out, and if they're going to come out on more available units. I'm definitely expecting to see this a lot in AR, just because there's already rally traps set up in AR, so this kind of just plays really well into a meta that is already very well established. And then even Res Wave, there's really no reason to take it off. The only reason I could see taking it off is if you're going to run her in a cavalry emblem, then you could run a cavalry or a fortify, ward, goad, home cavalry skill here. With rally attack speed, with attack res bond, obviously going to be around a lot of other units. So those cavalry skills do make sense here. That's only if you're going to run her in a cavalry emblem. But if not, just keep Res Wave on there. She has good res at 28, but excellent res when even Res Wave triggers at 34. So going up against mages should be pretty easy for her. And I definitely like the skill a lot on her. There really is no reason to move away from it. It's another example of a great unit that is coming right out of the box with IS set up with great skills and very little tweaking alterations to make them a very top tier unit. So now we move on to Lilina. So I thought Scalloped Blade with Ursula went well with her, but I don't particularly like Lilina's weapon with her. The Broadleaf fan, basically it's the opposite of Legault's Cleaner. So what it does is it adds total penalties on unit to the damage output by the unit when attacking. And so far with her kit, again, these are builds that are based around their kit. Her only thing is sabotage defense. And granted, while she does have enough res to pull off sabotage defense, and it's a great skill, and it will most certainly be hitting a lot of units that are next to each other with high defense, and adding +7 attack, I think there's a lot better builds where you're attacking a lot more of skills across the board, having a spectrum penalty such as a panic ploy or something like that, and you could hit a lot harder with Broadleaf Fan with another skill set build. But I digress. So we'll go into here. Pegasus Carrot from Spring Pilot I think is great on her here. Pegasus Carrot is effective against armored foes, and the reason why I would make Lilina a unit effective against armored foes is that doesn't have great speed, but if she's going to double anyone, it's going to be an armored foe. And Pegasus Carrot also does is if you have weapon triangle advantage, you will not inherit any status effects, or any status effects will be nullified, and it doesn't take into account skills that affect attack priority. So basically when she's going up against Brave Ephraim, Surtur, Sheena, Amelia, yeah, Wary Fighter's null and void, and I'm pretty sure even with this abysmal speed she can double a Surtur. So she's basically a Surtur killing machine with Pegasus Carrot. And then Bonfire. I know I literally just said Glimmer is great for dagger units, but with this much res, you can't ignore using a res-based special. She has attack res solo, and again, I feel like Lilina and Ursula were meant to be paired up together, so if you like these units and you got both of them, and so you have attack res, that's another +6 res, and then you have Ursula's even res wave. Jeez, she's gonna be hitting really hard with Bonfire. So again, attack res solo is a great skill. It really inflates her two best stats, which are attack and res, so do not touch it. Do not touch it. Just let her have her attack res solo. Sabotage defense, she has enough res to pull it off, and especially going after armors with pretty high defense, it's definitely going to help her. It's definitely going to help her. They have high defense and typically low res, so again, very easy to trigger sabotage defense, get that -7 penalty on them, and making Pegasus Carrot that much more effective against armored units. And I guess attack opening is a good support skill, but we're not here for supports, we're here for this unit. So even though Odd Attack Wave is a premium skill, I feel like it's made its rounds enough to be something that is considered not premium fodder, or any attack wave. I would prefer Odd Attack Wave just so you could attack on the first turn, but obviously if you want to take one turn to set up, then even attack wave might be better with this unit, but I'm only using that just as synergizes well with Heavy Blade. Because she has a terrible speed, she won't be doubling much, so she needs all the help she can triggering Bonfire. So certainly Heavy Blade is going to help her speed up that special triggering. So also Pegasus Carrot is great. Another weapon that's very similar to Pegasus Carrot is Sky Myogi. Again, it's basically the same thing with like minor difference. Also effective against armored units, and it changes attack priority against any armored unit, not just the ones in the color advantage. Not just ones you're getting weapon triangle advantage on, but it does not include the nullify status effects part. So again, both Pegasus Carrot and Sky Myogi are pretty top tier weapons. So yeah, but either work. It just depends on if you really like Lilina and want to get rid of those, inherit those weapons onto her. Both work. And Sky Myogi might be just a little bit better because with Sabotage Defense and the armor effectiveness, she might be able to take out some blue armored units as well, not have to worry about the whole attack priority from blue units because of Sky Myogi's effect. But that's great. She does make an excellent armored killer, and certainly adding Bonfire shouldn't be too hard. Heavy Bladed Seal that I'm sure a lot of people have already built up. The only high premium thing here would be Odd Attack Wave. So, but because she has high res, she might, if she's not taking out these armored units, these melee armored units, and they're hitting back, they could do pretty hefty damage to her because of her defense. So let's take a look. If she's going to go up against a lot of, if she's gonna have high res, she might as well go up against a lot of dragon units, right? Because if she's going to take a knock from something, it certainly could be a dragon unit rather than a melee unit. So if we switch, now we have a very similar build, but with a weapon that's effective against dragons. Again, Cloud Myogi's good. It has the same thing as Sky Myogi except against dragons. Another good one here would be Splashy Bucket Plus. Splashy Bucket Plus is also effective against dragons, but the nice thing about Splashy Bucket Plus is it reduces, it removes the effect of dragon weapons that say targets lower of defense or resistance. So it makes it clear that the dragons will always target her resistance, which is substantially higher than her defense. So Sky Myogi might be, or not Sky Myogi, Splashy Bucket Plus might be a little bit better here instead of Cloud Myogi, but I feel like Sky Myogi is definitely, people are not willing to part with Splashy Bucket Plus as much as they're willing to part with Cloud Myogi, just because Splashy Bucket comes on very coveted hostile springs units that have there's only been one iteration of them in the game so far. So they're a lot more rare. Splashy Bucket Plus is a lot more rare than Cloud Myogi Plus. But Cloud Myogi Plus does just as good a job because A, effective against dragons, and it nullifies skills that change attack priority. Again, we're going to be keeping Rally, Res Plus, Bonfire. I just explained why it's good. Attack Res Solo. Again, do not take that off of her. It's amplifying her best skills. But you'll see the last three skills are going to be a little different. So obviously with speed being terrible, you're going to want to make sure that she gets doubles, especially against some of these units. So a lot of these dragon units, a lot of these armored dragon units, they're just very, very powerful, some of the most powerful units in the game. So even with a lot of these buffs from Attack Res Solo, from the effectiveness with Cloud Myogi, you're going to be wanting to hit 2 times. So you're going to make sure you want to get into Brash Assault range. Once you get into Brash Assault range, it's going to trigger Desperation, which is a good way to get off 2 very powerful attacks by our little girl Lilina here, and without getting counterattacked. And unfortunately, in order to have Desperation, you have to take off Sabotage Defense, but it's easily fixable by putting a ploy skill in her C slot, and she does have tons of resistance, enough to play around with ploys, so she's definitely a good user of ploy skills. And really on any unit build, if you don't like the attack opening that she comes with, attack ploy, speed ploy, she's a really good user of ploys, especially as a support unit for other units. So that's more of a budget option. You can go with her. But this is definitely kind of the dragon killing Lilina version, so to speak, with either Cloud Mayogi or Splashy Bucket Plus, and then after she takes one hit, she should be in the Brash Assault Desperation range. And if she's in attack, I would assume that she's most likely getting doubled, but her res is high enough to save her and keep her in the Brash Assault Desperation range. So once you have her in that range, you're good to go. Just send her in Wings of Mercy Dancer to keep her going and taking out as many dragons as your heart's content. Now, I have one final build for you guys, and that's because I mentioned previously in the video that Ursula and Lilina, they're great together, their skills synergize really well, and it'd be great to work them together. But they'd be even better if they were just smushed together. I guess IS had this insane dagger cav unit and then kind of split it up into 2 units. So if you could crush them together, this is what it would be like. Here's Ursula. Obviously, both their skill sets work really well both their stats work well for this, but I'm more preferential to having a higher speed than higher res. So we're just gonna go with Ursula here, since she has higher speed and just a smidgen less attack. But we're gonna give her Lilina's weapon, Broadleaf Fan, which again, instead of giving her attack speed +5, if there's a penalty on the foe, it's going to give you that whatever penalty is on the foe, it's going to be added to damage that Ursula will output. So again, Glimmer is just amplifying that damage, because with Broadleaf Fan we're trying to maximize damage, and then Glimmer is just going to take that to the stratosphere. So again, we're going to take attack res solo from Lilina, give it to her, just buffing up her attack and buffing up her resistance. We're going to keep defense res ruse, because that is really it's a great skill for debuffing, really super easy to trigger, and so that's -5 on both defense and res. And the reason why I feel like Broadleaf Fan is better on Ursula than it is on Lilina, because with Lilina you're only getting -7 defense, so that's only 7 extra attack. With defense res you're getting -5 to both stats, so that's an immediate 3 points of damage more because of this skill instead of sabotage defense. And then you're going to give her attack res solo, hopefully running her with calves. Hopefully she has more than just 28 defense. It should be fairly easy to buff up her defense as a cavalier unit, or if you're running a mixed phase or a mixed unit emblem tactics. So speed ploy, certainly a way to get their speed down. And then chill attack. I mean, obviously you could reverse these. You could do attack ploy and chill speed. Now that we have the chill speed seal out with the newest Tempest trial for the summer refresher banner. But basically we just, between these 3 skills, are really targeting reducing stats across the entire spectrum. I mean, an easier way to do this would just have another unit with panic ploy, and you wouldn't have to worry about speed ploy until attack, and you can kind of maybe do a wave skill here, or bond skill on the S slot, trying to buff up her attack even more. But again, we're focusing on the unit as an individual, trying to inflict as many penalties as possible. So speed ploy, I believe, is -7, chill attack is -7, so 14, that's an extra 24 points of damage added on top of what she's already doing. And I picked Ursula just because she's colorless, so you don't suffer weapon triangle disadvantage unless it's against a Raven Tome, which, let's be honest, is pretty rare these days. So that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you liked it. Again, I was definitely shocked to see more dagger calves come out in the summer. I guess that's what IS is just getting off on right now, is dagger calves. So these are definitely more specific, higher investment builds. Just a reminder, there will be a link to the previous Glimthroat video if you want to watch more budget builds for dagger calves. But if you made it around this long and liked the Lilina and Ursula builds, please leave a like and subscribe, really helps out the channel. I'll be doing the rest of the units to come here soon. Not sure how I'm going to figure that one out yet, if I'm going to do them all in one video or separate them out, but I'm sure I'll be sure to cover the rest of the units in this banner. So keep an eye out for that. Check out some of my other videos while you're here. And with that, take care.